So now that we've learned about addition and subtraction of polynomials, let's go ahead and do some mixed practice so we can get more practice with both. So I will go ahead and just get a scratch piece of paper out because you're going to need some room to get through these problems. So let's start off. I'm going to go through number 1. All right. 5p squared minus 3 plus 2p squared minus 3p cubed. All right, so I'm going to write out our two main steps for this. Number 1, distribute a property. Number 2, combine like terms. That's all we're doing, distributing and combining like terms. All right, so there's nothing on the outside, we know it's a 1. There's nothing on this outside, we know it's a 1. They're both positive 1, so they're not going to change anything at all, because anything times 1 is itself. So this is going to become just 5p squared minus 3 plus 2p squared minus 3p cubed. All right, remember, like terms, I'm going to go ahead and write this right here. Like terms are same variable and the same exponent. It has to be both the same variable and the same exponent for it to be like terms. So I'm going to use some highlighters. All right. So my like terms here looks like 5p squared and 2p squared, because they both have the same variable p and the same exponent 2. Negative 3 doesn't have any other like terms, and negative 3p cubed doesn't have any other like terms. So these are the only two things we can combine. So when I add them together, all I'm going to do is 5 plus 2. Just add those coefficients to combine like terms. So it's going to give me 7p squared, and then just bring the others down. All right. So I combine these two to make 7p squared, and I just brought the other terms down. All right, now I want to get some practice of putting things in standard form. I was losing for a second. All right, putting things in standard form. So generally the term with the highest exponent is going to come first when we're putting expressions in standard form. So the exponents I have are 2 and 3. So this term is going to actually come first. And this isn't anything that we have talked about yet. It actually comes up more in the next unit. But I want to go ahead and just get in the practice of doing this. Now remember that subtraction sign stays with the negative 3p cubed. So we're just going to move this to the front. Next up is this variable with the exponent. Now it's a positive 7, so I'm going to put plus 7p squared. So I've got that one, and then my last term is the constant. The constant always comes last. Remember that subtraction sign stays with it. All right, let's go ahead and try number 2. All right, I'm going to rewrite the problem, and I want you guys to help me step by step. All right, my first step is to distribute. So tell me, what am I distributing on the outside of this expression? I hope you said a positive 1. What am I distributing on the outside of this expression? I hope you said negative 1. So let's go ahead and distribute. The 1 doesn't change anything, so this is going to be a cubed minus 2a squared. Now this time, my signs change because I'm multiplying both of these terms by negative 1. So now this is going to be minus 3a squared, and this is going to be plus 4a cubed. A negative times a negative is a positive. So really you're just switching both of the signs in here. This positive 3 becomes a negative 3, and this negative 4 becomes a positive 4. All right, now we're ready to identify our like terms. So go ahead and identify what you think are the like terms. All right, I hope that you said a cubed and 4a cubed are like terms. same variable a and the same exponent. And then negative 2a squared and negative 3a squared. Same variable, same exponent. I cannot combine all four of them because they have different exponents. So let's start off with these two. The coefficient here, if I don't see anything, I can assume it's a 1. So 1 plus 4 is going to give me 5. 5a to the third. Then over here, I always want to be careful with when I'm combining my negatives. So I have a negative 2. Oops. Let me just go to Desmos instead of that. All right, negative 2 minus 3. It's going to give me a negative 5. What I also could have done is negative 2 plus a negative 3, and I still get negative 5. So either way you do it works out to be the same answer. So negative 5a squared. Now let me make sure it's in standard form. It is because the highest exponent comes first. So there's my final answer there. All right, I want you to go ahead and try number 3 on your own. So take a minute and work through number 3. Put your answer in the answer box on Edpuzzle, and then we'll do it together. All right, so number 3. All right, I wrote everything out. I have 2 positive 1s to distribute. A positive 1 on this side that doesn't change anything, and a positive 1 over here that doesn't change anything. So all my signs stay the same. I just drop the parentheses. All right. I'm going to go ahead and identify my like terms. These 2 terms both have an n raised to the 3rd power, so they must be like terms. And these 2 are constants. Constants are always like terms. All right, so to combine these 2, I'm going to add the coefficients. So 2 plus 5 is going to give me 7. So 7n to the 3rd. So I did that. Now let's add my 2 constants together. I'm going to get plus 6. All right. I can't combine any more, and it looks like it is in standard form because my exponent is first and my constant is last. So here's my final answer. All right. Go ahead and try number 4 on your own. Remember, as I'm asking you to try these on your own, these Edpuzzles, you get 100% for just completing the video. So there's no reason why you shouldn't attempt this on your own. Submit your answer, and then if you get it wrong, who cares? That's what the whole point is, for you to try and make mistakes and learn from them. So go ahead and try this one on your own. Select which answer you think is the right one, and if it's wrong, let's figure out together what we did wrong. So go ahead and pause the video. All right. So number 4, I'm going to go ahead and write the problem out. Number 4 is 4n minus 3n cubed minus 3n cubed plus 4n. All right, there, I got everything. All right, so on the first expression, there's a positive 1 to distribute, which means I don't change anything at all. 4n minus 3n squared. On my next one, I have a negative 1 to distribute, because that's a subtraction sign. So when I multiply a negative 1 by both terms, it's going to change the sign. So this is going to be a negative 3n cubed. It was a positive. Now it's going to be negative because I'm multiplying it by a negative 1. And this is going to be a negative 4n. Negative 1 times 4 is negative 4. All right, let's combine our like terms. All right, so the yellow circles, they're like terms because they have the same variable in. Oh! Okay, I wrote this down wrong. It should be cubed. Right? Is that the problem? Yep, okay. So I wrote that down wrong, sorry. They both have the same variable in raised to the same power, 3. So they are like terms. All right, so again, let's do -3 minus 3, and you get -6. So -6 and cubed. I could have also done -3 plus -3 and gotten -6. All right, here, these two like terms have the same variable in raised to the same power, which is 1. So let's just combine the coefficients. 4 minus 4. All right, 4 minus 4 gives me 0. So if 4 minus 4 gives me 0, these two terms cancel out. I'm not going to put plus 0 here because that doesn't make any sense. I don't need to put that. So this is my final answer, -6n cubed, because my two terms here canceled out. All right, let's go ahead and try one more together. So go ahead and pause the video and try number 5 on your own. All right, so number 5, let's go ahead and first distribute. I've got a +1 in front of the first one. That's not going to change anything at all. All right, the second one I have a subtraction, so I've got a -1. I'm going to have to distribute a -1. So when I multiply anything by a -1, it changes the sign. So this +4 is going to become -4, and this +2a squared is going to become -2a squared. All right, now that I distributed, let's identify like terms. All right, these two are like terms because they have the same letter raised to the same power. So all I'm going to do is combine the coefficients. So 3 minus 2 is going to give me 1, 1a squared. Remember, I don't need to write 1 as a coefficient, it's understood, so let's just make that a squared. And then my two constants, when I combine those, 1 minus 4 is going to give me a -3. And that is my answer.